Assalamu alaikum, dears. I am here with my other lecture in the field of semantics, which is related to componential analysis. In this lecture, I will obviously explain the concept and definition of componential analysis with some examples. I'll also present the table of componential analysis and the criticism on componential analysis. Let's discuss what is componential analysis. Semanticists often divide the meaning of a word into semantic components based on real-world concepts such as human, live, dead, animal, plant, thing, etc. Discussing the meaning of a word by breaking it down into smaller semantic components such as this is called componential analysis. Table of componential analysis of English furniture items. Now you will easily understand how furniture items are analyzed semantically with the help of componential analysis. Look at these different furniture items: chair, armchair, stool, sofa, and beanbag. We have different features with back, with legs, for a single person, for sitting, with arms, and rigid. Now look at chair. It is plus with back, it is plus with legs, it is plus for a single person, it is plus for sitting, but it is minus with arms because it has no arms, and it is plus rigid. Then look at the armchair. It is all plus 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 plus. Every feature is present in this armchair furniture. Then we have stool. In stool, it is minus with back. We do not have any back. Then plus legs, plus single person, plus sitting, plus minus arms, and plus rigid. Sofa, everything is plus present except it is not for a single person, although a single sofa is. Beanbag, everything is minus, but the only two things features are semantic components are it is for a single person and it is used for sitting. Thus, the level here aids a specification which we could describe as for one person to sit on a piece of furniture and armchair aids with arms to a chair. Similarly, we could describe the difference between chair and sofa through a contrast between the feature for one person to sit on chair and for more than one person to sit on sofa. Continuing in this way, we could envisage an entire description of the semantic field of words for furniture item based on the presence or absence of finite number of features conceived as the conceptual units out of which the meanings of linguistic utterances are built. Nowadays, the principles of componential analysis are just like the principles of phonological analysis. Now, if you know the principles of phonological analysis, you obviously will easily learn the principles of componential analysis. Its embodiment and binary features with only two possible values, represent a translation into semantics of the principles of structuralist phonological analysis, which used binary phonological features like plus voiced, plus labial, plus nasal, minus nasal, etc., to differentiate the phonemes of a language. The componential analysis of meaning, like the one sketched in the table, is precisely similar to the feature specification of phonemes advanced in the structuralist tradition. Thus, just as sofa can be described through the use of binary semantic components like plus with big, plus with legs, minus for a single person, plus for sitting, plus with arms, plus rigid. So the phoneme D of English would be described as plus consonantal, plus nasal, minus nasal, minus sonorant, plus anterior, and plus voiced. Thus, the componential analysis and dictionary definition are two different things. A standard dictionary represents the contrast between chair and sofa through different definitions as follows. Chair, a separate seat for one person of various forms, usually having a back and four legs. Sofa, on the other hand, a long up upholstered seat with a back and arms for two or more people. Concise Oxford 1995. The componential analysis represents the same difference in meaning simply through the presence or absence of single feature. For a single person, or analysis which stuck many linguists is superior in terms of its concession. Now, dears, it is very simple to know the difference between the two. Dictionary will present you definitions, but componential analysis will present you semantic component features. Either a semantic feature is present, so it is plus. If it is not present, it is minus. Componential analysis table will show you furthermore how to analyze the meaning of different words through componential analysis technique. Now look at this. We have table, horse, boy, man, girl, and woman. Table is minus animate, it is not living. It is minus human, it is not human. It is minus female, it has no gender. It is minus adult because it is not living. Then horse, it is plus living, animate. Minus human, it is not human. Minus female, we do not specify gender. And it can be plus adult. Then a boy is plus animate, plus human, minus female, and minus adult. A man is plus animate, plus human, minus female, and minus adult. It could be plus adult. A girl is plus animate, plus human, plus female, and minus adult. A woman is all animate, human, female, and adult. Okay. Now, the limitations are criticism on componential analysis. Despite the popularity it enjoyed for a time, especially in structuralist circles, componential analysis is confronted with a number of serious problems. One important problem is the rigidity of binary feature system, according to which the only possible value of a specified semantic feature is either plus or minus or unspecified. This aspect of the analysis came to be seen as increasingly unsatisfactory from 1970s onward, largely in the light of psychological evidence about human categorization. Another serious problem was the fact that it seemed simply not to apply many areas of the vocabulary. Componential analysis is particularly suited to restricted semantic fields from which intuitively obvious semantic distinctions can easily be abstracted. Now, dears, the last but not the least is the most obvious types of lexeme to which it can be applied are nouns with obvious properties available for conversion into features with legs to sit on for one person, etc. In spite of these problems, the use of distinctive features in componential analysis had some subtle consequences for many linguist conceptions of semantics by making meaning seem something much more concrete and uniform than it had appeared in traditional dictionary definitions. Thank you so much for the lecture. If you are interested in English literature, linguistics, book review, IELTS, and other exam preparation, please subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much.